In an extraordinary and unexpected development, King Charles III has opened up about one of the most scrutinized and scandalous aspects of his life, revealing long-held truths that have sent shockwaves through the public and royal enthusiasts alike. During an unprecedented and candid interview, the monarch admitted to the emotional and personal toll that his marriage to Princess Diana took on him, shedding new light on a relationship that has been clouded by mystery and public speculation for nearly 3 decades. This startling admission from the king has reignited discussions about the British royal family's most turbulent chapter, drawing attention to the complexities of Charles' personal life and the profound impact of his marriage to Diana on the monarchy itself. The marriage between Prince Charles and Princess Diana was once heralded as the ultimate fairy tale. When they wed in 1981, their wedding captivated millions of people around the world, with Diana's elegance, charm, and beauty winning over the hearts of the public. The fairytale-like image of the young couple seemed to embody the perfect royal union, and the world watched as they became the epitome of a glamorous, modern monarchy. However, behind the polished veneer of their public life, the marriage was far from the idyllic dream it was portrayed to be. What seemed like a union of love and devotion quickly descended into a tumultuous and deeply troubled relationship that became the subject of relentless media scrutiny and public gossip. Now, King Charles has revealed shocking new details about his troubled marriage and how it has shaped his life, the monarchy, and the public's perception of the royal family. For decades, speculation surrounding Charles and Diana's marriage has been rife, with many questioning whether they were ever truly in love. King Charles' recent revelation, however, offers a glimpse into the emotional turmoil that plagued their relationship. For over 40 years, Charles maintained a close friendship with Nancy Reagan, the former First Lady of the United States, and their personal correspondence has recently been made public. In letters that were donated to the Ronald Reagan Presidential Foundation and Library in California, Charles candidly discussed his strained marriage to Diana, offering an unvarnished look at the emotional struggles he faced. One letter, in particular, stood out, as Charles described the difficulties of his marriage in stark terms. "No one can really understand what it all means until it happens to you," he wrote. This simple yet powerful statement sheds light on the personal torment that Charles experienced as he navigated his marriage to Diana. While Charles' letters to Nancy Reagan offer a rare insight into his thoughts and feelings, the newly uncovered diaries of Princess Diana paint an even more poignant picture of the emotional turmoil she faced. These intimate journals, which had been hidden away for decades, were recently discovered when palace staff moved furniture during a renovation at Kensington Palace. The diaries reveal a side of Diana that the public never fully saw, a woman weighed down by the anguish of a marriage that had turned from a fairy tale into a nightmare. The contents of these diaries provide an unfiltered account of Diana's emotional struggles, offering a deeply personal perspective on the loneliness, isolation, and heartache she endured during her marriage to Charles. In one of the most heart-wrenching entries, Diana writes, "I dream of a love that would sweep me off my feet, but the loneliness is suffocating. I knew it, and I couldn't do anything about it." These words speak volumes about the despair that Diana felt in the early years of her marriage. Despite the public perception of their union, Diana's own words paint a starkly different picture. Her fairy tale romance with Charles quickly turned into a reality of emotional neglect, with Charles growing increasingly distant and disengaged. In fact, during their honeymoon at Broadlands, Diana recalls a deeply unsettling moment when Charles, instead of spending time with her, immediately unpacked his books and settled down to read. For Diana, the honeymoon was meant to be a time of romance and connection, but instead, it marked the beginning of her emotional isolation. As the months and years passed, the emotional chasm between Charles and Diana continued to widen. Diana, who had been raised to believe that marriage was built on love, quickly found herself trapped in a relationship where duty and obligation seemed to overshadow any sense of affection or emotional connection. "I had tremendous hope, which was slashed by day 2, Diana wrote in her diary, describing the crushing disappointment she felt as she realized that her dreams of a loving marriage would never be realized. One particularly painful moment came when Diana and Charles were asked by a journalist whether they were in love. Diana, ever the optimist, responded with an affirmative answer, but Charles, in a moment of cold detachment, added, "Whatever in love means." Diana later described this remark as traumatizing and isolating, and it's clear that this moment marked a turning point in their marriage, deepening Diana's sense of emotional abandonment. Despite the challenges in their relationship, Diana found solace and purpose in her children. The births of William in 1982 and Harry in 1984 brought Diana a sense of joy and fulfillment that she had long been missing in her marriage. In her diaries, Diana expressed her overwhelming love for her sons, writing, "I live for my sons. I'd be lost without them. They are the light of my life." Her children became her source of strength, and the reason she continued to endure the emotional strain of her marriage. They were her refuge in a world that often felt cold and unwelcoming. William and Harry gave Diana a sense of purpose, and she poured all her love and attention into them, determined to provide them with the nurturing and affection that she herself had longed for. In the years following Diana's death in 1997, the legacy of her tumultuous marriage to Charles continued to cast a shadow over the royal family. Prince Harry, in particular, has maintained a complicated relationship with the monarchy, especially as his feud with King Charles and Prince William has deepened. Despite the ongoing tensions between Harry and the rest of the royal family, he has remained close to Diana's siblings in the UK, further straining his relationship with the monarchy. The contrast between Harry's connection to Diana's family and his estrangement from his father and brother speaks volumes about the lasting impact of Diana's death and the unresolved issues within the royal family. Prince William, on the other hand, has rarely spoken about his late mother. However, in a rare moment of vulnerability, William shared one of his most cherished memories of Diana. He recalled how she would sing songs in the car to calm him and Harry during their long journeys to boarding school. One particular song by Tina Turner stood out in William's memory, and he explained that whenever he hears it now, it reminds him of his mother and the warmth of their family bond. These memories, while bittersweet, offer a glimpse into the more personal and tender side of William's relationship with his mother, which remains a deeply emotional topic for him. King Charles' recent admission about his marriage to Diana has undoubtedly opened old wounds and raised new questions about the personal struggles that have shaped his life and reign. His revelation has shed light on the emotional complexity of his relationship with Diana and the lasting impact it has had on his life, the monarchy, and the public's perception of the royal family. The discovery of Diana's diaries and the ongoing fallout from their troubled marriage will likely continue to shape the narrative of the British royal family for years to come. As the world continues to reflect on these shocking revelations, many are left wondering what lies ahead for the monarchy. The legacy of Charles and Diana's marriage remains one of the most dramatic and complex chapters in the history of the British royal family. The impact of their troubled union continues to reverberate through the generations, and as King Charles enters the next phase of his reign, the legacy of his relationship with Diana will undoubtedly continue to influence both his reign and the future of the monarchy itself. The public, once captivated by the fairy tale of Charles and Diana, now grapples with the raw, painful truths that have come to light. And as the monarchy moves forward, it will undoubtedly be shaped by the enduring complexities of love, duty, and public image that have defined Charles and Diana's relationship for over 3 decades.